More like 17. Now look how long the legs are on these guys. If you're a basketball player, 6 foot taller, maybe a little bit more, you could probably still almost walk underneath the bellies of these guys, probably not even bend over. Look around in front of our enclosure though, what's missing? Oh, we're not going to notice any tall fences. Even with those very, very long legs, we still have never had any giraffes escape. And what actually works for us, believe it or not? Well, giraffes are afraid of heights. No, that's true. They have very poor depth perception. A little 2-foot drop off in there is enough to keep in there. Notice how the grass grows along the edge of that drop off. They're not afraid to even get near it. I do have a personal theory about that, and I'm going to share it with you at this time. And that's the fact that when giraffes are born, well, the mother giraffe does give birth in a standing up position. So one of the first things that happens to a baby giraffe in their life, that's right, you guessed it, the old nesty plunge. They fall about 6 feet in their little heads. Well, to me that explains the bumps on their heads. And if I fell 6 feet at birth, I think I developed a pretty healthy respect for heights too. On the far side here now, these are Maasai giraffe. I guess we could label them as your medium range giraffe. Look at the very long necks on all these giraffes. You're probably thinking to yourself, wow, they must have at least 1,000 bones in a neck that long. But actually, if I get you kids on board, you kids up on top, I see a lot of you up there. Take your hands, reach behind your neck, feel those little bones back there called vertebrae. If you're to feel them all and count them all, you're going to find that people do have 7 vertebrae in their necks. Actually, giraffes have 7, even large whales. All of our mammals do. They're just much, much larger in size, of course. Giraffes, guys do go for very long, extended periods without drinking water in that desert region. 21 births between the San Diego Zoo and Wild Animal Park this last year. And we're going to try and break that record this year. These antelope are the greater kudu's. They are the second largest of the antelope after the eland being the largest. But the greater kudu males, like our young buck out here now, well, they do have the distinction of having the longest horns of any of our antelope. And although he is actually a young animal, his horns will still make a double spiral, end up about 5.5, 6 feet in length. Some forest buffalo from Africa. But look into the right and look close. He's cycadeer. If you notice our buck right behind the tree on the left-hand side here now, just now growing back his rack of antlers. We call that growing stage, being in velvet. But the thing about deer and antlers is the fact they can actually lose them every year and replace them, growing back. Here's our animals that have horns, like the Angolan roan antelope we're going to find on the left here now. But as far as that goes, any of our animals that do have horns, well, if they break it, chip it, scratch it, flat out gone for life. They don't have that chance or opportunity of growing it back. So I guess there is a small advantage to having antlers. On the right-hand side here now, this is the animal where supposedly, and I say supposedly, the myth of the unicorn came from. So watch the one closest to us here now. Get him to hold his head still for us. We get exactly sideways to him. Watch, it will look like he does have only one horn. So centralize your vision on their horns. Right about now you maybe see that. So horns go symmetrically, or about the same curvature, at least in most cases. Again, this is the animal where supposedly the myth of the unicorn came from. Back in 1962, there was only 9 of these animals left alive in the world over in Oman, Arabia. We went over there and caught them all up, put them on a genetic breeding program, kind of a computer dating service, you might say. We do have over 400 now. We've actually reestablished small populations back into the wild. So one of our conservation success stories, and the Phoenix Zoo had a very big part in our program. The reason I say that about you guys being the judge of that, that's the fact that I did come by here with a group of 6th graders the other morning. They looked out to the left, seen the funny looking little noses, and they all yelled, "Hey, look, there's Alf!" You know, you just about have to agree with them. They also kind of remind me of a Dr. Seuss character I could think of from The Grinch That Stole Christmas. Really though, in the very, very sub-zero Siberian cold climate they do come from, well, they use those extra large prehensile nostrils to literally preheat the air before they bring it back into their lungs. We do have some giant southern wild horse, the Mongolian wild horse. These guys were named after a Polish general in the Russian army back in the early 1800s. Again, our only true wild horse. Mustangs were actually domesticated, gone wild. Antelope at the bottom of the hill, the 4th largest of the antelope. And a couple more female ostriches up the hillside to the right. Sable antelope down the bottom of the hill now. This is a good example of what we call sexual dimorphism. When the male of a species is either more dominant in color or in size of a female. Our male sable antelope at the bottom of the hill is both darker in color, larger in size. He does actually have even thicker, larger horns. Sable antelope, as I say, the fourth largest. Not only the ones known for being very, very aggressive. Actually, the lions go a long way around the bull to avoid them, as they're actually known for impelling or basically offing predators. Everybody see him? That North American roadhog. You guys recognize that guy, don't you? Sometimes when you see Audie Fox chasing all the cub racing, all the basic errands in general. Now, like I said, your male lions, basically all they do is eat, sleep, and reproduce. That's why they call him the king of beasts. Some of you women on board may recognize some of them same symptoms with the men on board. I believe we're going to have to get you to come out here, Sheena, before we can show them that. Give you an idea how intelligent these bears actually are. When the salmon are running upstream, well, these bears are smart enough fishermen to know if they catch that first fish and they stop and try and eat it right then, well, the rest of the school might swim on by and they may go hungry the rest of the day. So what these bears will do is they'll catch that first fish, they'll bite its tail off, throw them on the bank so they can't flop away, catch about 15 or 20 more, and then they'll stop these. So they're in fact very intelligent. Spanky, can we get all the way up for a fancy today, Spank? Can we get all the way up, Spank? How about all the way up, Spanky? Spanky says, well, let's stand. Talk to Sis. Oh, we're going to see the elephants then. You guys have a fun day. See you later, Spanky. We're going to go, okay? Can we get all the way up, Spanky? Can we get all the way up? Sheena says I can do this. I'm going to take the show over here for Spanky. Sheena says she's about as intelligent as a 3-year-old boy or a 4-year-old little girl. These are the guys that'll sneak right up on you, suck the juice out of an entire apricot or orange. They are fruit bats, sometimes called fox bats or furry little bodies. You will notice some live chickens running around as they are only fruit bats. And oryx from Arabia. Let's ease down the other end here now. Let's see if we can get a look at our elephants. They're doing a little work in our elephant yard here now, but if you want to see some bull elephants, you won't find them here at San Diego Zoo. You will have to go out to the Wild Animal Park. We do only keep female elephants here at San Diego Zoo. Bull elephants are a little bit too powerful. And our African female has a tusk extending past her outer lips. That's because she is an African female. Although the males of both varieties do also. The Asian females have them, but they don't extend past their outer lips. Notice the flat, sloping forehead in our African female versus the two knolls in the foreheads of our Asian. Asians even kind of have a little bit of a bigger head. Some people associate the shapes of the earth, the areas of the world they do come from, and it really is pretty close. They both have about 40,000 muscles in their trunks, individual muscles. Although the African female has 2 fingers on the end of her trunk, she can kind of grab things like you would reach down and grab with your hand. Whereas these Asian elephants, you watch them feeding, they more or less kind of rake things in a pile and wrap their trunk around it. Yeah, we might talk about these guys a little more as we go around this stuff. Let's head around and go look at some rhinos. Some rhinoceros. We have several baby rhinos at the Wild Animal Park, and they are very, very cute. Actually, I refer to baby rhinos as little pranksters. Bless me, thank you. Koalas snoozing away. Koalas, another one of our nocturnal animals. Don't really move around a whole lot at daytime. You can go up to the canopy in the top right, look into the right, and see them in their sleeping quarters. There's a ramp off to the left-hand side over there. A video up in the center. Teach you a little bit more about our koalas. Another reason to go out to Wild Animal Park, and I give you a lot of them. It's the fact that we do have one of the world's only known albino koalas in the world.
6 months into it.
Hawaiian t-shirt.
Is that an armadillo? What's that thing with a long tail? Is that thing good? Man, there are lots of people right here. There's more people on this side. Yeah, he's probably.
Snoozing.
Hey, this big guy, yeah.
No, he's saying, oh, wow. He's hugging the wall. He's sniffing the wall. You know, what smells so good? And he's sniffing the wall. Look at that one. That one's going, get away from me. Why? I'm trying to sleep here. What's this? Oh, this is good.
He's out here playing around.
I hurt my finger.
Oh, look at that big one. Whoa! Did you see that?
Yeah, I did a double somersault.
Did you do this?
He was holding onto the branch and then he flipped over and was under the and he dropped down.
I can forget the shoulder that thing that was sticking out there.
He's lying down his pipe. He can. Here he goes.
Is that the one that's the champ?
No. Yeah, CD. That's not the champ. That's the one that jumps and misses.
Missing all the time?
Watch. Maybe. No, it's coming. No, forget it.
These guys here. Put them
I
together.
like these guys better than the big ones. No, we can't.
Yeah, they're more fun, aren't they?
We can't.
They're more active.
That's the champ. What is mine? Good one. What is it all bitter? There is no big. Mine's bent. Not bent. Bent it, so oh, whoa!
Are you trying? That's what we have. Yours are.
You finished? Go. Come on.
Here we are back at the monkey cage. Oops, one got out.
Small Andrew. Stop. Stop it, that's mad. Dana.
Is the line going across it now or is it stopped?
The line's going across it. I'm going to cross it.
You have to wait your turn.
Bye.